Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
You talked a little bit about the Atlanta Falcons. Could you talk a little bit more about what you see that they do really well on the offense with a new quarterback in there, but their overall offense?
Well, I think from the pass game standpoint, they make the reads similar. They're balanced for the quarterback, and so the progression, if it's left to right, or if it's away from the back or to the back, is very easy for the quarterback to get through his progressions. In the run game, they do a good job of getting the ball on the edge. I mean, they have really good blockers. They really get to the second level quickly, and they're able to get the runner onto the second level.
Coming off a big win, heading into the next opponent, just talk about what you can take from a game that you all played against Philly heading into this game against Atlanta.
I think the most important thing from that is like you never out the game. It's 4 quarter game. Just keep playing, man. And you know, when you compete like that, and you know your brother got your back, like it's impossible to lose. So just carrying that with us in this next week.
And Michael Penix is the quarterback under the center. It's been a switch there. What do you know about him, and what's the key in facing him?
Yeah, he definitely lefty quarterback, so it's a little different than what we've been seeing throughout the league. But he's a great player. He got drafted high for a reason, and we're just gonna try to make plays, confuse him as much as possible, and get after him.
What are some key things this week defensively? You already mentioned about the quarterback and the running game and everything, but just talk about their offense and facing them overall.
They like to attack edges. They got a very good running back. It's explosive, dynamic. We just have to set good edges and force everything back inside.
At this stage of the game, what do you like about this Commanders defense, your own defense, that you made some adjustments last week as far as run gaps? But what do you like about your team at this stage of the game?
Defensive wise, we just man, we go play hard, man, and we gonna run and we go hit. Last week, after we didn't really have a good, I want to say, first couple drives, but after those first couple drives, man, we just locked in on the game plan and the things that they were trying to do to us. We figured it out and just tried to stop it. And I feel like when we play all just as one, everybody talking to each other and communicating, it's just good for us.
Hey, Deron, how much fun is it to be playing at this stage of the game, knowing what's at stake? You've been here before and everything, but how much fun is this for you right now?
It's a lot of fun. December football is the best. You get to play for playoff hopes, Super Bowl hopes. You get to play for contracts or all that good stuff. So it's fun.
They say that football in December is won in the trenches as far as the offensive line and the defensive line. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, man, we've been hearing it for weeks and weeks. They just always say the game gonna be won, whether it's O line or D line. So we take pride in that, and just the way we prepare, and when we go out there, we just want to just put us out there everything defensive wise.
Big game coming up this week. Again, last week, must win. This week is another must win. Two teams trying to get into the playoffs. What is key this week going into this game?
I feel like just focus, just finishing, our assignments and making sure everybody's just doing their job. All 11 people doing their job and, attacking the ball on defense and on offense as well. And just feel like we all do our job, we like the end result. So I feel like that's what we need to focus on.
This week you got to face a rookie quarterback in Michael Penix, a lefty at that. Talk a little bit about what you see in that, facing a lefty versus a right, and how does that change anything?
I feel like with a lefty, they're like their first initial, like their thing is to look left versus like a right quarterback. Or with a right-handed quarterback, his initial thing is to look right. So I don't know how much that's going to change, the offense as much. I think it'll change, of course, how the ball's coming, how the ball like leaves his hand compared to a right-handed thrower too. So just little stuff, not really that much. I feel like at the end of the day, it's probably going to be the same offense. Maybe simplified a little bit more because he's a rookie. But we'll see how much they trust him. So, we got to go out there and just do our job and go out there and try to get a win.
I was getting ready to say, does it make a real big difference if a guy is a left-handed and that you've been going against more right-handed all season?
Oh yeah, I think so. Just like initially where they look at first, because naturally, like when you're left-handed, you're going to open up left. So maybe just that part of it. But I don't know how much it's going to change. Anything on our side of the ball. Of course, like I said before, the spin of the ball is a little bit different too. So we got to catch it. So when we get opportunities, and so yeah, just pretty much those two things. But besides that, I don't think it'll make a difference that much.
For the last probably 4 weeks, you all have faced some great running backs, and again this week you faced Robinson, another Robinson, your side, this side. Talk a little bit about what he does and the key in stopping the run this week too, because they say that game is won in the trenches.
Yeah. It is one in the trenches, especially. I mean, their prediction is going to be raining and stuff, and it's cold and stuff. So yeah, whatever. But he's a great running back. Honestly, he has great vision, great speed, and he can really mess up the defense if you let him. So like you said, we got to win it in the trenches. We got to be in our gaps, be in our fits, and if we do that, I believe we'll come up with a good result, and we'll end up dominating how we want to. But we all got to do our job, like I said. So.
Also, to get up emotionally to play a divisional game last week against the Eagles, how much does that take out of you, or does it take anything out of you making sure that you're focused against a team like Atlanta that's coming in here with a lot on the stage too?
I think last week kind of prepared us for games like this, and they talk about it all the time. December games, November games. Every single year I've been in the league, that's what they talk about. Like, these are the games that really matter. I know for us and for them. All these games that we have upcoming against them and against Dallas next week, they're big games for us. And they're moving forward in the playoffs. Of course, those are big games. So, like, this is a time you really get to see what your team is made out of. At the end, and I'm glad we got to play Philly last week and experience that kind of atmosphere, and we end up winning. But we got to do the same thing now. That last game doesn't matter now. Philly don't matter anymore. Now we got to go out there and play Atlanta, and try to get a win, and then after that, try to get a win against Dallas. But of course, our focus right now is on Atlanta. But all these games are important, and we got to put our all into it. Honestly, yeah.
Because you haven't been able to see Michael Penix that much, maybe one game against last week. What do you know about this Falcons offense that you know that this is some things that we need to key in? We talked a little bit about the running game and the quarterback, but how do you see them overall offensively?
Yeah, of course, you got Michael Penix coming in, new quarterback in the system. Got Robinson, who's a great running back. Got some pretty good receivers. Got Drake London, got Mooney. Got Ray McLeod, got guys who can get open, if you let them, So at the end of the day, we got to do our job, we got to be sticky in coverage. And I feel like we just got to play how we've been playing. I feel like we don't have to change anything, just keep being aggressive.
Obviously, big opportunity this week. How are you feeling? You feel like you're going to be out on that field Sunday night?
Yeah, I feel good, excited, ready to play, ready to, go out there and be back with the team again.
Hey, John, you've been able to sit back and look at this team and this defense overall. What have you seen in the growth in this team overall?
Yeah, no, I love the physicality that we play with. I think, week in and week out, there's always something that we can improve on, but the way this team runs and hits is always exciting to watch and, be a part of. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most this weekend.
Hey, John, they say that in December the football is won in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, for an offense to have success, they have to be able to move the line of scrimmage and, control the pass rush. And, vice versa for the defense. You got to be able to rush the passer, stop the box with light numbers at times and, get after the quarterback when you can with just force. So it's definitely won and lost in the trenches from my point of view.
This week, another big game for this team. Just talk about, last week putting that behind and now facing a team like the Falcons who are also trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome competitive environment. But those are the games you live for. You love to have pressure on you, and you love to have that sense of urgency. And it's also a huge game for us too. The stakes are high, but just we control, and but it's overall it's the same game we've been playing this whole time. And obviously going down the stretch, wins mean a lot more. So we're going.
And what are some key things looking at the Falcons going into this game, a whole different team than the Eagles, and to have to get up that high to play an Eagles team divisional game, and then still knowing that what's at stake at this? What's key on your side of the ball?
Yeah, I think, the key is always controlling the line of scrimmage and obviously getting the run game going. You're speaking to an old lineman right now. So, but at the same time, I was winning the turnover battle and playing complementary football. And this game isn't all about, just the old line. It's not about the wide receivers. It's not about it's like everyone making sure we're doing all our jobs on all three phases of the game and being complementary to each other.
You talked about the offensive line and everything. At this stage of the game, the play of the offensive line and the defensive line, the trenches right now is so key, being able to even run the ball at this stage of the game. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's at a premium. That whole emphasis, all the week is we got to get our run game going, and we look to do so.
Hey, how much fun is it to be in this position knowing that everything is at stake as far as being able to get into the playoffs? Just the fun of knowing that and the excitement that builds with that, and you all are at home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, playing at home is awesome. Our fans are amazing, but at the same time, I think the best part about it is in this league, and why you play, and like playing at those highest levels of, your ability of what your certain position or whatever, but also like when the stakes get higher, those are the moments you live for. I mean, and that's exciting, and like having that, pressure. We love that. We love that feeling. We love going in those environments, and we're at home, so it's even more exciting. So I mean, we're having a lot of fun doing it. I mean, you saw last week of how much fun we had, even though we made mistakes throughout the game or whatever. But that brotherhood we have, and we're excited for this one for sure.
And Coach Quinn's message this week heading into a game of this magnitude and staying focused on the big prize, what has been his message this week that he's been drilling in?
It's just staying competitive and being complimentary football, but also having our brotherhood show every single week for one another.